As we're starting to get into month number 2 on the new player account, it's time to expand what we can do in raids. We need to get prepared to do that, though. It doesn't just happen overnight. Your first raid team that you use is just going to be your strongest, but now we're getting into the Doom raids. And for Doom raids, you have to have specific types of teams. They fall under the specific traits, and you're going to need characters to do that. Now, I just want to show you what we got going on here. We did Doom 1, and again, learning curve. This is a mistake. Why? Because you can see here, it says for requirements, you need that bio character, but you also need ISO 8 tier 1 level 4. So that's green ISO 8. That's not a huge requirement, but I have not unlocked isotope 8 yet. And there's other people in our alliance who haven't done it either, meaning we can make 0 progress in this raid for the day. So instead, make sure you do Doom First Strike. Okay, so maybe to avoid any confusion, we'll just look at that map instead. Doom First Strike. All right, that's the one you want to do first. Doesn't require any ISO. We're going to recommend that for the newer players. Okay, here's the map. What lane should you choose? We're going to recommend for the newer players that you go up here on the top or the far right side. The teams that will be required there are Mutant, which you're going to get for free by playing the game. Bio, which you're going to get for free by playing the game. That's the Hive Mind. Extreme X-Men are mutants. Hive Mind is bio. The next trait you're going to need is skill, which is a Spider Society. So Extreme X-Men, Hive Mind, Spider Society. The game gives you those teams for free early. So as new players, we should be able to go up this side of the raid. And if you have other people, maybe they can do some of these other lanes, or you start mixing and matching, trying to figure it out. But initially, that's going to be our focus, I think, is to go up that side. The rest obviously are tech, which is Orcus right now, Mystic, which is the Night Stalkers. To give us a good eye on the teams that we need to use, we can just go ahead and check our roster. We want to go to squads here. So it's going to be on the character screen here normally. We're going to tab over to the next one, which is squads. And then on the left-hand side down, we can filter by raids. And this is just going to show you the raid teams that have made their way into the game. So we have the Uncanny Avengers for the Spotlight raid. We're not there yet. The next team to come out before that was the Night Stalkers. So Night Stalkers are just becoming farmable. If we can get our hands on some of those, we want to do it. But as you can see, I don't got a whole lot of them unlocked at the moment. Same is true for Orcus. They're making their way. We'll get them when we can. Alpha Flight is a Spotlight team, and then as you can see, things start to pick up. We have the Spider Society, we have Hive Mind, and we have the Extreme X-Men. So again, I have all those characters because the game gave them to us for free. Let's start off with the Spider Society. So we'll click Peter B here, filter by Spider Society, and we got to make sure we go back to the character screen. As you can see, we got them all at 3 stars, with the exception of Penny Parker. Okay, now how do we get Penny? We go over here to the milestone screen. Hopefully we've been paying attention as we've been playing, and we have the first strike on the left hand side over there. Next one that opened up is the second strike, and from my understanding, there's a third one. There's a third strike. I don't know if there's more after that. The first strike, if we go in there and look at that, it's just a series of milestones, and we see Penny Parker there as the next one I'm going to get. I have to do milestone 19, then for milestone 20 to finish it off. Penny Parker, and we will get her at 3 stars. So we will have the entirety of the Spider Society team at 3 stars. We just got to make sure we're playing the game. See, it says scoring on the left. You score points from campaigns, battling in raids, and in arena. You want to make sure you get it all done. I have a few points left there that I can do for campaign energy. We got 10 days left to finish it for me. So I can get a couple more points there for just using my campaign energy. I got all my raid points, and then we have some points left we can get for arena. So I just got to make sure I play every day, get that stuff done, using some power cores just to refresh my campaign, or excuse me, my campaign energy anyway. That's going to happen anyway. That should be more than enough points. Then I'll have Penny Parker. Penny Parker, 3 stars. So just let's take a quick look. We got some Sinister Six members we would get there, and then we get to milestone 11. Go Spider, we start getting Spider Society characters. One thing to keep in mind is when you unlock these, they're going to give you those characters at 3 stars. So do not invest in any of your Spider Society characters until you get these milestones done, right? Because any progress I make is just going to be overridden. They're going to give me a 3-star character. I'm not saying, right, If you get something bigger than that, obviously you take it. It's not going to revert you back, but there's no point in me trying to build early because I'm just going to get those characters at 3 stars. And then when I do, I can hit the ground running. Our second team we had available to us is the Hive Mind team. So as again, you can see 3 stars pretty much for each of those characters, with the exception of Void Knight. We're going to be able to get our Void Knight again just by playing the game. So if we check our inbox tab here, we go to our daily rewards, new recruits. So log in daily to unlock a new character. And as we notice here, a lot of these characters are Hive Mind. So this is the entirety really of the Hive Mind team that you're going to get. It takes 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks, right? 14 days from when this milestone kicks in. And it will give you the Hive Mind team for free. So that's where we're going to get our second one from. Just by playing the game, this becomes available and you just make sure that you log in every day. And finally, we have the Extreme X-Men. So once again, game is going to give you these characters for free. You get them early in the game. You get them by doing the opening tutorial, the new modified tutorial that just shows you how to play the game. And for each tutorial lesson you complete, you get one of the Extreme X-Men. So you do your 5 lessons, you got 5 characters. The game is starting you off with a good raid team. So those are the 3 that we're going to have to start. So we might as well put power into them and focus on trying to get up that far right side of the Doom raid. Again, we want to be alert for what we can do to our advantage when it comes to the stores. So again, right here in the gold store, there's character shards here for power cores. Never do this. This is not something that you do. So we're not going to get any characters from this spot. What you might want to do from time to time early in the game is to get some of these ability materials, because you got to be able to power up the abilities so your characters can be effective. We flip over to the Blitz store and we're just to kind of take a look down here. You always want to be mindful of your currency. So I got some Blitz currency up there. You see I got 7,000. I can keep trying to blitz, right? Blitzing is time consuming though, so you don't want to get burned out. If you got a few minutes, you might as well throw a blitz match in, put it on auto and see what happens just to get some currency. So Gore, he's for arena, so I want to make sure I grab him. Spider-Man Pav, so I'll check my currency. Maybe, I don't know, about 5,000 seems to be my mark, since he's part of the Spider Society, and we did unlock him already when it came to that token, right? We already have him at 3 stars. If we didn't have him yet, we're not going to do this. But since we have him because of the token, we're going to go ahead, get Spider-Man Pav. We got Gwenum from the Hive Mind team. She's in there, and right now that's what I'm focusing on. I got to think about, there's a lot of good characters here. I can't get them all. I can't power them all up. I got to focus on what am I doing in the game right now. And right now what I'm doing is trying to build my raid teams so I can participate in Doom, and I'm trying to make sure I get whatever the newest characters are. So those are my 2 priorities, right? So we keep looking. I don't think there's any more characters that I would be using in the raids. So we'll move on to the next store, which is the raid store, incidentally. So today there's not a whole lot happening. We got Panda Pools, a character I should maybe take a look at. We'll be getting him though in that other, the second strike. So we'll wait for that to happen, because then I'll get my Panda Pool at 3 stars and then we'll start powering him up. The little bit that we got so far is just from other random orbs. I wasn't going after him actively. Vulture is a character to consider. The Sinister Six is getting old. He's a skill character or a tech character. So he might be able to help, but something to think about. The raid characters rotate around a lot, so you're not always going to be able to get the guys that you want to get. Let's see who's actually in here. We got Cyclops, part of the Extreme X-Men. He's a character that's going to be the most replaceable, but you have to, if you're going to replace him, who are you going to replace him with? You need another mutant character. Old Man Logan is what's used in the end game, but when you're new, you're not going to have that. So maybe that Panda Pool from later, or maybe there's some other mutant character that you have that you could use. I'm still just going to invest in them until I see a individual I could change. So again, there's Panda Pool. Maybe he's the one to change. And then we got Scientist Supreme. So she's a tech character. She's on the Orcus team. She's got newer stats. So whenever I see her in the raid store, I'm going to make sure I purchase her as well. And then there's Vulture looking me in the face saying, hey man, don't forget about me. He is a good option. I can't recommend that you do that, but he is a good option. War store, excuse me, this is the arena store, So same thing, check your currency. How much currency do I have? What can I afford to buy? So we went after the Sentinel. So we'll be doing that every day as he's part of the Orcus team. He'll be making up that tech team. Peter B. Parker, since we got the token for him at 3 stars, might as well start investing in him. Sasquatch is there, but I hear the Alpha Flight is in one of those strike. I'm not sure, but I hear Alpha Flight is in one of those strike milestones, so we're not going to go after him. Dakin's a great character, but I can't. First, I got to get done my raid teams. He's a mutant. He's strong. Maybe he can take Cyclops' spot. I don't know. Void Knight. So as we saw, we'll get him in the milestones. So we might as well start investing in Void Knight to make sure we got him going. Spider-Man Noir, Spider Society team. So you just got to keep, there's a lot of characters here. You just got to keep an eye on your currency to make sure you can buy it, prioritize 1 or 2 characters when you start running low. Gambit, another member of the Extreme X-Men, and I believe that is the end for the characters we need to go after in the Arena store. We'll turn our attention to the War store. Mr. Negative. Now, Mr. Negative is not somebody you're going to use. The game gives him to you for free claim of Mr. Negative, but when you max him out at 7 stars, the game will then start giving you the Black Knight. Black Knight is an amazing character. So if I have extra currency, I get Mr. Negative any chance I get, just to speed that process up, to get through the Mr. Negative portion and start getting to the Black Knight portion, since he's a much stronger character. We got Carnage here. He's somebody we'll grab. I think also in the War store is Nimrod. He's not here today, but he's a character that we would get for our Orcus team. And of the characters that are available here, yeah, that's all we would get today. And then obviously once you get stars on those characters, then you can start grabbing these red stars. So if I had Nimrod, I could go ahead and get the red star for him there. You're just trying to stack their power so we can push and brute strength our way through the nodes. Another area we want to look at from time to time is how can the newest team that's coming in, can they help me, right? Are there any characters here that can help me in the raids? Newer characters have the highest stats, and with these new meta stats, you might not know, but the stat creep has been insane. So these new characters are insanely stronger than some of the characters we just looked at previously. So you might be able to just brute force the raid node if you have characters that fit those slots. So Liberty is the next team that's coming into the game, and as we look here, we'll just look at their members. You got War Machine. He is a tech character. Orcus is the tech raid team. So I'm a little bit away from some of those. So maybe just by powering up our guy here, War Machine, I can use him. He might not be good in raids because he keeps putting taunts on different people. He keeps putting taunts on different people. That might not be ideal, but his pure stats might be something we can use to our advantage. Captain America Sam Wilson, already in the game. He is a skill character. The Spider Society is amazing. Because of that, I probably will not be able to use a skill character. I probably have what I need, but perhaps if you didn't get Penny Parker, she is hard to come by. Or if you missed those milestones earlier, didn't understand what was going on, you don't have Penny, he's a skill character, so maybe we can pop him in and use him in the raid. Falcon, Joaquin Falcon, tech character. So once again, Orcus is the tech team. I don't have many Orcus members, so maybe when this character comes out, I could use him as part of my raid team. Patriot is a bio character, so that would be where the hive mind is. Not sure. Right, so sometimes you just sub people out, so maybe subbing out Venom. I don't know. We'll just have to see how strong this guy is. I don't know what he looks like in a raid setting, but if for some reason you missed a hive mind character, maybe he could substitute for you since you're going to get him anyway. Peggy Carter, skill character. Again, Spider Society is taking care of the skill section, so I don't foresee having a need for her. But again, newer stats, you might use it just to brute force your way through the section. But the next team coming out is the Starjammers. They are a Cosmic Crucible team. At least the information we got from the Landra suggests Cosmic Crucible. Reason why this is important is because it's not a raid team. So sometimes people get nervous and say, well, don't invest in those old teams. You don't want to waste resources. But if you don't know when the replacement is coming, you can't wait. The longer you wait, you're just missing opportunities to progress and get the rewards you need. So since we know the Starjammers are the next team, we haven't heard about what's coming after that. We haven't heard about any new raids. So you might as well go ahead and build what you have. That way you know you can make progress, because you got to get resources for these characters. If you're already doing the Doom raid, doing Doom 1, let me know in the comments, what size team do you need to get through the nodes? How strong? We're looking at level 65 is what we're kind of hearing in my alliance. Obviously, you see I didn't have that, but that's what we're hearing about right now. If you have another thought on that, if you're able to do it easier, let me know in the comments below. We're trying to pass this information on. If you haven't seen this video about Peggy Carter, we're trying to make little mini movies. I want to know what you think about the story this far, and perhaps you could comment as to what you think should happen in the story next.